Welcome to the Fox 54 Weekend Review. I'm Kenesha Dees. It's the only place in North Alabama to get the week's local headlines condensed into one program. Here's a taste of what's ahead. Our top story this week, the shooting of conservative political commentator Charlie Kirk has dominated the news this week. We have reaction on his death from Alabama leaders and local residents. The CEO and co-founder of a conservative organization and a nonprofit called Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, was shot and killed at a university in Utah today. It's where we start. I'm Kenesha Dees. Kirk was speaking at Utah Valley University when he was shot on the left side of his neck. President Trump later announced Kirk had died while at a hospital. Officials initially said in a press conference they had a suspect in custody, but FBI Director Kash Patel said in a post on X they have released the suspect. The shooter still at large and a manhunt is ongoing. We will bring you updates on the status of that manhunt as they become available. Now, many politicians are expressing their condolences, including President Trump. In a statement on Truth Social, the president said, quote, "No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you," end quote. The president also ordering all flags throughout the United States be lowered to half staff until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. We spoke with one of Kirk's friends and colleagues, John Wall, chairman of the Alabama GOP. He says he befriended Kirk back in 2018 when Kirk was visiting Alabama. We asked Wall his thoughts on the state of our country following this shooting. Here's his response.
I hope this is a wake-up call for our entire society. And this goes back, to the assassination attempts on Donald Trump, to the senseless shootings of the state representatives in Minnesota. I think we have to say, okay, enough is enough. It's time. We can have disagreements, but it should never lead to hatred.
Governor Kay Ivey issued her condolences on Facebook, saying, quote, "All of us in Alabama are wrapping the Kirk family in prayer during this unimaginable time of loss. Charlie was a husband, father, and patriot. I hope and pray his mission to have good dialogue continues," end quote. Senator Tommy Tuberville issued a statement on X saying, quote, "Charlie Kirk was a true patriot who loved this country. I enjoyed going on his podcast, serving on boards together and working side by side to advance the conservative movement. My heart breaks for Erica, his two kids, and the Kirk family. Their world and ours will never be the same. Please join me in praying for them," end quote. Senator Katie Britt had released a statement calling for prayer for Kirk and his family. She said Kirk was a leading voice in the conservative movement who brought countless young Americans into the fold of American politics. Charlie Kirk rose to prominence as a teenager when he started Turning Point USA, a nonprofit that advocates for conservative politics on high school and college campuses. Kirk was a popular political commentator across social media, posting clips from his podcast and Prove Me Wrong debates on college campuses. He's largely credited to helping President Trump's election campaigns and is considered a confidant and an ally to the president. Kirk was 31 years old and leaves behind a wife and two children. Here at Huntsville, community leaders and students are sharing their thoughts. One group calling for peace, another remembering Kirk with a vigil. Our reporter Valentina Chalala has more.
Chill Huntsville Stop the Violence released a statement saying they're deeply saddened and disturbed by the shooting. The organization, which focuses on preventing violence, says the tragedy is a reminder of why they push for safer communities.
It takes more than just me and my organization. It takes all of us. It is preventable. One of our goals is to eliminate these types of extremes, especially in a climate of opposing views. We believe change is possible. And it begins with us choosing peace, choosing unity, and choosing a value to value every single human life. Every single human life is valuable.
I'm here at the University of Alabama, Huntsville, where students are gathered outside of Charter Union for a candlelit vigil. It was organized by Turning Point USA, the group that Kirk founded back in 2012. Organizers say they wanted to create a space where people could reflect, share memories, and show support for the Kirk family.
The question is, how are we going to protect people who want to discourse like this on college campuses? Because this is definitely a huge turning point in that everyone's a human. Whether you disagreed, I definitely didn't see eye to eye with Charlie on everything. That's what makes us human. No matter what you believe or who you stand for or what you think. Everyone deserves to live. No one deserves to be killed like that. And that unity is something we really need right now, something where we can debate back and forth, disagree on everything, and then go get dinner afterwards.
Local reactions tonight also center on free speech. Some students at the vigil said they want to feel safe while expressing their opinions. Meanwhile, community leaders with groups like Chill Huntsville say the tragedy is a reminder that disagreements should be met with dialogue and compassion, not violence. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
As the investigation continues, local leaders say the shooting is both a call for safer communities and a reminder of the importance of free expression. Two conversations now shaping reaction here in Huntsville. Local leaders are continuing to react to the news out of Utah yesterday, and Fox 54 has sat down exclusively with Alabama State Representative Parker Moore, who represents the state's 4th district. Moore says he was shocked to hear the news.
We as a country are in a place now where we can't have civil discourse, and I think that's really sad that we've gotten in a position like that. And I wish that we could get back to where you can have a civil conversation with somebody with disagreement.
Moore says he never got the chance to meet Kirk, and his heart breaks for the 2 children and wife he leaves behind. Last week, a police chase ended in a fatal crash in Hartselle. This week, we learned more about what happened and watched as the community came together to support Hartselle High School students. A community coming together following a police chase turned collision, killing 1 and injuring several others. It's where we start tonight. I'm Kenesha Dees. We're learning new details about a police chase happening over the weekend, which started in Priceville but ended in Hartselle. Priceville Police Department tells us one of their officers was engaged in a pursuit of a fleeing suspect vehicle. The chase started in Priceville but ended in Hartselle at the intersection of Highway 36 and 31. A 17-year-old Hartselle student has died following that incident. Several others are injured. Hartselle High School hosting a community prayer gathering following that tragic incident. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman has more.
Have some Walgreens. Major 1050. Yeah, medical started right now.
An investigation is underway in Hartselle following a police chase turning into a tragic collision Saturday evening. Priceville Police Department tells Fox 54 one of our officers was engaged in a pursuit that resulted in a collision between a fleeing suspect vehicle that was occupied twice and another motorist, with multiple passengers within the city of Hartselle at Highway 36 and Highway 31. That officer is now on leave. Hartselle Police tells us that was the only officer involved in the chase. HPD is investigating the incident. Priceville PD has initiated an internal review.
Here at Hartselle High School, the community gathering for a moment of prayer, supporting each other in these tough times.
Just wanted to be here to show support.
Kim Burns says she's the cousin of the 17-year-old student who was killed in the incident. She spoke to us prior to the gathering.
Just remember to pray for the family and for all the students and friends that they had. It's always great to see our community pull together, and Hartselle's good about that. They kind of take care of each other here.
Today at school was really just about serving and uplifting our students and giving them a time to support each other.
Out of respect for the families and everyone involved, we were not allowed to bring our cameras into the gathering. Hartselle High School Principal Dr. Brad Cooper describes the emotions involved with today.
It was an emotional time and a time of support, a time of encouragement, and a time of prayer and hope. It's wonderful to see our students and our community come together like we know that they do. Everyone has questions, and we don't always have answers, but we do know that the answer is coming together under God and letting Him support us, giving us that peace and giving us that hope, and serving Him through serving others, and that's what our mission was about today.
Hartselle High School also had additional counselors and support staff on campus today to provide comfort to students. Hartselle City Schools says those resources will be available in the days ahead. In Hartselle, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
All around a tragedy. Well, the suspect in the original pursuit has been identified as Archie Hale, who's in the hospital recovering from injuries. A GoFundMe has been started for 2 other teenagers who were injured in the crash. You can find the link and more information on fox54.com. We now know the identity of the teen killed in a Hartselle crash Saturday evening, as well as the identity of the officer leading the chase. We've learned it comes after days of mourning and heartbreak in the Hartselle community. Today, the family of the 17-year-old announced funeral arrangements in the wake of his death. Police departments from Hartselle and Priceville and Huntsville participating in the investigation. Priceville's chief and deputy chief conducting an internal review of the officer involved in the chase, most recently identified as the son of reality TV show star Dog the Bounty Hunter. His name is Officer Gary Chapman. You see there pictured to the left. It's according to Chapman's social media pages. Priceville PD released the dash cam footage from the crash to Hartselle police just hours ago, and it reveals the suspect to the right, Archie Hale's car, was speeding into the intersection, running a red light in the process. Fox 54's Kim Paguayo has the latest.
A high-speed police chase turned deadly over the weekend after crossing this Hartselle intersection and crashing into multiple other cars behind me, injuring 6, including the suspect, and killing a 17-year-old.
Priceville police are now looking into the circumstances surrounding the crash, starting an internal review and placing Gary Chapman, the officer involved, on paid leave while they conduct an investigation. Hartselle police conducting their own traffic homicide investigation, looking into the point of impact and figuring out the specifics of the crash. They say the results are still too far away for any real answers.
We're going to have to shut that intersection down, take measurements of every skid mark, every piece of evidence. We're going to request video from surrounding stores. Also going to take a look at any car camera video that Priceville has and use all this stuff to make a determination. We're going to have to get medical records for everybody that's involved in order to see the extent of their injuries, and this is just going to take a little bit of time to complete.
The suspect, 40-year-old Archie Hale, remains in the hospital with serious injuries from the crash. The 17-year-old who was killed, Tristan Hollins, was a Hartselle High School student. The community held a prayer gathering Monday to offer support to affected friends and families, also bringing in counselors and support staff to help students cope with the tragedy. Fox 54 spoke with Tristan's cousin, Kim Burns. She told us about the kind of boy that he was.
He was sweet. He was a precious kid. He had the sweetest voice. He just got a job at Sunoco, and just a few weeks ago through I think the Tiger Lunch program at school. So he was real proud of it. You know, his parents are proud of him, and so is everybody. Just remember to pray for the family and for all the students and friends that they had. It was devastating.
Tristan's grandmother announced visitation and funeral arrangements for Wednesday and Thursday. In Hartselle, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Tristan's visitation will be at Peck Funeral Home from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. The graveside service on Thursday at 11 a.m. You can find arrangements and a GoFundMe for the affected families online at fox54.com. The suspect in a chase and crash that led to the death of 17-year-old Tristan Hollis is out of the hospital and in the Morgan County Jail. Hartselle police say Archie Hale, pictured here, is being charged with murder and is being held with no bond. Hale also faces charges from the Priceville police, with total bond set at $296,000 and charges of DUI and reckless endangerment, among others. The incident that injured Deschler High School student August Borden is now a criminal investigation, and we verified if Alabama has rules for cameras on school campuses. Developing story out of Tuscumbia. The district attorney announced today that the case involving 15-year-old August Borden is now being treated as a criminal investigation. Borden was seriously injured at Deschler High School last month, and his family says they're finally starting to see steps toward answers. Our reporter, Valentina Chalala, has more.
Borden suffered multiple skull and facial fractures after what was initially described as a traumatic fall at the school. Since then, conflicting accounts have surfaced, some saying he fell, others believing he was pushed. Today's decision from the DA shifts the focus to whether a crime was committed.
Justice is about, in my opinion, what we all deserve, which is the closure and clarity and the admission of failure from this school system. What happened to August was a criminal attack by someone who needs to be tried as a criminal. The truth is, the school lied to the police, they lied to the media, they lied to the paramedics, and the only person they told the truth to was me.
I'm here at the Madison County Courthouse, where the criminal investigation into August Borden's injuries will now be handled. Chief Deputy District Attorney Tim Gann says his office took over the case after conflict of interest forced the Colbert County DA to step aside. For August's family, that shift raises new hope for accountability.
Listen, I have faith that the truth will come out. There's integrity in this town, and that there's people that will do the right thing. Unfortunately, there was no cameras in that particular area of the school, so That's why this investigation has been so intense, because we're just trying to get answers. They are putting the cameras up so this doesn't happen again. But again, that's being reactive instead of proactive.
We just want to know what happened and we want the answers. I mean, we're owed the answers to what happened to our child.
The case is now with the Franklin County Juvenile Court and the District Attorney's Office. For now, August recovers at home as his family waits for answers. Reporting for Fox 54 News, I'm Valentina Chalala.
And Borden's family members say they're grateful for the community's support and hope the investigation will bring the clarity they've been seeking. A community in Colbert County left uncertain after a high school student was mysteriously injured on school grounds with no one to explain how it happened. Deshler High School student August Borden still recovering from skull and orbital fractures from the incident. A question on many of our minds: why is there no security camera footage of the incident? The school saying there's no cameras in the area where it happened. So is there a policy on where cameras should be installed on school grounds? We reached out to the school district to find out. The investigation into the injuries of freshman Deshler High School student and football player August Borden, now a criminal one. August was found unconscious at the bottom of a set of outdoor stairs on Deshler High's campus after a football weightlifting session last month. The team was walking from the weight room to the locker room. Tuscumbia City Schools did confirm the district uses security cameras, but there weren't any in the area where August was hurt, because that location is more than 100 yards from any entrance to the school, which is where security cameras are set up. So, is there an Alabama law regarding where security cameras should be installed on school grounds? Let's verify. Here are our sources: Tuscumbia City Schools and Alabama Senate Bill 98. We reached out to Tuscumbia City Schools Superintendent Russ Tate, and he explained to us the school board does not have any specific policy on the placement of security cameras, but they do admit where August was injured was a blind spot. Tate says the district is working with law enforcement on the investigation and confirmed to Fox 54 the district did invest in additional cameras to capture the area where the injury occurred, and that new cameras have been installed. Last year, a law was passed, Senate Bill 98, called the School Security Program. It requires a security inspection at least once every 5 years at all Alabama schools. The rubric includes several standards, including security cameras. School security rubric rating may be assigned the color green, yellow, or red. A green rating indicates the highest level of compliance with the school's security criteria, while a red rating indicates serious needs and a yellow rating indicates minor needs. So we can verify, no, there isn't an Alabama law regarding where security cameras should be installed for K-12 schools, but there is a law requiring that schools meet certain security standards. It is unclear whether Deshler High has had one of these inspections since the passing of the law. We did ask the superintendent if an inspection had occurred, and we're waiting to hear back. Yes, and if you have something you want us to verify, text us at 256-382-2692. For 100 years, Wilson Dam has provided electricity to the Tennessee Valley. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo got an up-close look at how the dam and locks work. Welcome back. Today, the Tennessee Valley Authority gave Fox 54 an inside look at life out at Wilson Lock and Dam, taking us on a tugboat tour and showing us just how they turn water into electricity. It's our first look inside the facility in years. It's all part of the dam's 100th year in service, that anniversary being celebrated Friday. TVA staff also gave Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo a rundown on how they conduct their operations. Here's a look.
Today, I got the chance to tour Wilson Dam. It's TVA's largest hydroelectric facility with 21 turbines, just like the one right behind me, spinning constantly. It provides over 660 megawatts of electricity, providing power to almost 400,000 homes right here in the Tennessee Valley. Assistant Plant Manager Jimmy Springer tells me it all starts at the higher water surface. They dump that water to spin turbines, the same way that windmills use the wind speed to turn similar turbines.
We take that water energy, we run it down into a turbine. Gates open up, they let water flow across the turbine wheel that we saw out in the parking lot. That causes rotation. That's connected to a big shaft that goes up and connects to the rotor on our generator. That spins inside of a set of windings. So as it's spinning, it's creating electricity.
In fact, Springer is a veteran of Wilson Dam, having worked there for years. He's still amazed by how it all holds up, even decades down the line.
With the technology they had 100 years ago, before computers and calculators, it's amazing that they sat down, they drew this out by hand, Thousands of people came in, built it by hand, and it's still here operating reliably 100 years later.
A lot of the work is now automated, with 37 workers and technicians making up the workforce. But across the river, I learned the hard way that tugboat pilots have plenty to watch out for while navigating cargo through our waterways.
A lot of instruments here are radar. The pilot has to steadily watch that radar. It picks up the buoys, any kind of any traffic, any boats, fishing boats, buoys, debris, anything that picks up real-time live stuff. And then we have to steadily monitor that. The electronic charts, all the instruments and everything. It's quite a bit to it if you're running out here at night, especially.
As the job title says, it takes years of experience to master, and the men and women of TVA have it down like clockwork. In Florence, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
TVA is telling people if they want to learn more, the space outside the facility is open to the public, and that includes miles of riverside walking space with information about the dam posted around the trails. Let's take a look at this week in Huntsville and Madison. Some residents push for a resolution to keep Huntsville police from working with ICE on immigration issues. Local bands rocked their paws for a cause, and 9/11 was remembered. The Huntsville City Council met tonight, but a local movement is pushing a resolution of their own, pushing for Huntsville to not allow partnership with U.S. Immigration's Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman has more from downtown Huntsville.
Tens of people are packing the city council chambers for tonight's meeting, some of which are even expressing their support for immigrants in Huntsville. And many of the people filling in the seats today were even here before the city council meeting took place. This rally, organized by Indivisible Alabama 5th District, brought together people who are against U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement partnering with Huntsville.
We would like to encourage the City Council not to enter into an agreement between ICE and the Huntsville Police Department.
We want their constitutional rights preserved. We want them to get to stay with their families. So we're trying to raise awareness.
Ralliers also went inside, voicing their thoughts to the city's top leaders.
What we are witnessing is not deportation, it is kidnapping. And if Huntsville cooperates with ICE in these practices, then we too are complicit.
I do not believe our local police should take part in this unnecessarily cruel kind of behavior.
In their hands, a proposed resolution stating the city of Huntsville shall not enter into any contract, agreement, or arrangement such as the 287G program that would grant federal civil immigration enforcement authority to its law enforcement officers. But what is the 287G program? The U.S. ICE website says it authorizes ICE to delegate to state and local enforcement officers the authority to perform specified immigration officer functions under the agency's direction and supervision. The U.S. ICE website lists more than 1,000 memorandum of agreements across the country. In Alabama, there are 15 different entities who have MOAs through the 287G program. In Huntsville, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
City officials say there's no current agreement between Huntsville and ICE related to immigration enforcement, and any agreement would have to be approved by the City Council.
Doors opened at 3 p.m. today, welcoming music fans ready for a schedule full of live performances. The stage lineup spans local favorites and regional acts, but organizers say the real headliner is the cause.
When the Greater Humane Society, reached out to us to have a benefit concert, and Bentley is our sponsor today, and they're paying for all the bands. So we thought it was a win-win for everyone. Help us have some fun, help them raise some money, and have a good time. I think the most unique thing about this event is, bringing people together over music and dogs, which is coincidentally something that most people have in common if you like one or the other.
Behind me, the music is cranking up, but it's easy to remember who this event is really for. Organizers tell us that each ticket sale helps grow the Humane Society shelter space, and staff says that will lead to more furry friends being adopted.
This year, we are applying it to our Phase 3 initiative, which is our renovation project at the shelter, and we are going to double our kennel space so we can increase the lives saved every year. Overall, I think Phase 3 is just going to help the problem that we have in Alabama with rescue in general, and having some additional spaces that we can help those municipality and county shelters is golden.
Just remember that you can stop by the shelter Monday through Saturday, 10 to 4, and find your best friend.
The Greater Huntsville Humane Society is a no-kill shelter that's been helping pets find families for decades. But they don't just do adoptions. With supports from donors and local partners, they run programs like Pause for Reading and Community Day, all to make sure animals get the care and love they deserve. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
If you couldn't attend today's event, the Greater Huntsville Humane Society offers plenty of ways to help through their volunteer program, making it easy to lend a paw in any way you can.
Cities and towns across North Alabama commemorated the tragedy during ceremonies throughout the day. Huntsville Fire and Rescue and the Huntsville Police Department held their annual memorial ceremony to honor the bravery and sacrifices of emergency responders. At 7:46 a.m., the moment the first plane struck the World Trade Center, all HFR trucks sound their lights, sirens, and air horns for 30 seconds in remembrance.
We remind our officers, especially when in training, that the job that you're taking on, you may have to make the ultimate sacrifice for people you don't even know. And if you're not willing to do that, you do not need to be a first responder.
The ceremony serves as a solemn reminder of the courage and dedication of first responders on that day and every day since. City of Madison held a 9/11 memorial ceremony at Toyota Field for their annual stair climb. The gates opened at 8 a.m. and a solemn presentation was given by the Madison Police and Fire Honor Guard. The stair climb allowed attendees to physically commemorate the sacrifice of first responders who climbed the tower's 110 stories during the rescue efforts on that tragic day.
I think it really brings awareness to the situation, and the slogan is never forget. And I think it really helps us come together every year to just remember those who have fallen during that day, and also the ones who've fallen after from that cause.
Yes, and he says the stair climb also gave them a deeper appreciation for what the first responders had to do during that tragic day.
I used to just hear stories about it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's really sad. But being here, doing these stairs and feeling not what they've been through, but the amount of stairs they had to climb, and that's not even close because they climbed it so many times throughout that day. So, I mean, it's definitely changed my perspective on how hard the first responders work that day and how hard they continue to work every single day.
Yes, that ceremony offered attendees a moment to reflect on the tragic events of 9/11 while celebrating the dedication and heroism of first responders who, like he said, continue to serve their communities every day. Let's wrap up this week by meeting our latest top teacher of the 2025-26 school year, Bridget Owens at Chestnut Grove Elementary School. See why she loves her kindergartners.
Now, Fox 54's Top Teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
It takes passion, patience, and a heart for kids to be a good teacher, and people say one teacher in Decatur has all those qualities and more. In fact, they say she's a gem. Meet this week's top teacher, Bridget Owens from Chestnut Grove Elementary School. Welcome to
Good job, baby.
Bridget Owens' kindergarten class.
What's on this A-make? Very, very good. Perfect.
Owens has taught for 21 years. She started her teaching career in 5th grade, then moved into different grade levels in between.
Watch Miss Owens.
Before landing in kindergarten.
It's the kids. I mean, this is my happy place. I enjoy it, and they just bring me so much joy.
Kindergarten is where she's been teaching the longest.
The blank slate, they come in, and every day we learn something new, and they're like little sponges. They just soak up everything. And it just make me real happy.
Owen says she incorporates different activities to liven up her lessons.
We do different songs. I just try to make learning fun, engaging, do different chants, do a lot of hand movements, learn the letters and sounds, and games. Just whatever comes to my brain, I just try to, implement in the classroom.
And her colleagues believe
Mrs. Owens is a gem.
Principal Dawn Batts says she's been a witness to how Owens helps her students learn.
This is for you.
The lovingness that she shows towards them is just amazing. And because of those relationships that she builds, these children just soar academically.
Batts says Owens leaves a lasting impact once her students move on to the next level.
Children, of course, come back from year to year to see Miss Owens because she's made such an impact not only on the children, but also on their families.
Owens says by the time her littles leave her classroom, she hopes they take with them
Reading, that's my goal. Want them to learn how to read so they'll be ready for first grade.
Wow, congratulations, Mrs. Owens. We have her full interview in the moment she was surprised on Fox 54 Plus. If you know of a deserving teacher, nominate them on fox54.com. Well, we want to thank her and all of our teachers across the Tennessee Valley. Thank you for watching Fox 54's Week in Review. Count on Fox 54 Plus to bring you more great programming with in-depth local specials, locked on sports, true crime, cooking shows, wellness experts, and continuing weather coverage. For everyone at Fox 54 News, I'm Kenesha Dees. Have a great weekend.